Today we are making a winter painting inspired by Alma Thomas. Grab some paint and let's get into it. I'm going to paint today on a light blue piece of construction paper, but feel free to try this with any other paper if you'd like. Your paintbrush today is key. I have a flat brush here, a square-shaped paintbrush, and it has nice springy bristles. Start with a tidbit of paint on the bristles, smoothing it out evenly on your brush. You can always get more later. We're going to start with a little bit of white to make a focal point for our painting. Let's make it not quite in the center, but in the upper corner. Then I'm going to turn my brush sideways to gently press small rectangular shapes all around the outside. This is going to simulate a light source, such as a moon or a sun. Once I have gone around the center shape, I'm going to grab a slightly different color by getting some light blue and mixing it into my white paint. I'm going to blend it back and forth on my paintbrush until it is nice and even on my bristles. Notice I did not clean my brush out with water because I do not want my brush to be wet. Now I'm going around that circle shape of rectangles I created with even more small rectangles. Remember to gently press down with your brush sideways to get that rectangle shape, just like Alma Thomas. Each brush stroke is going to look different, which is what makes your painting unique. Let's grab a little bit more blue to make that light blue hue a little darker. If you don't have room on your palette, you could mix your colors directly on your messy mat if you'd like. We are going to continue this pattern all throughout our entire paper, going around the circle with more rectangles and then changing the color each time. Your brush should be like a ballerina dancing on its tippy toes. Your brush should tickle the paper each time you press down gently. Never press so hard so that the metal part of your paintbrush touches the paper. If you have a lot of paint left on your brush, rub it off on a paper towel or your messy mat so that you don't mix all the colors when you grab more. You will eventually run out of room on one of your sides. That's okay. Keep going. If the paint gets on your newspaper or messy mat, that is what it's there for. This is going to start happening a lot more as we go. You will also notice that the circle is getting larger, which means you might need to stop and get some more paint as you go. Now that we've used plenty of light blues, these are called tints, we are going to start making some darker hues. Let's grab a little darker blue and mix it in with our blue that we already have here. I am out of room on this palette, so I'm going to use my messy mat for this. Whoops, that rectangle is bigger than the rest of the rectangles that I made because I pressed a little harder than I meant to. Let's roll with it. I bet you won't even notice when I'm done, especially if I act like I did that on purpose. Now that I have run out of space on two of my sides, I'm going to make my blue darker with my dark blue. Then I'm going to start painting like usual, but I will skip those parts of my circle altogether. Imagine that you have an invisible circle that goes all the way around. Now that we have the hang of it, I'm going to choose my darkest blue hue now, and then I can choose whatever shades I'd like from here. Let's fast forward and see what it will look like when I finish the whole paper. Alright, my background painting is finished. Let's just grab that glob of paint there. This could be a finished work on its own, but next time we will add an icy castle on top to make our own dreamy icy castle inspired by another famous artist, Blair. I'll see you then. Love, your cozy art teacher.